Okay, so hello, I'm Preston, and these are the three concepts I have developed. So, starting with my first one, this one I've had to play with a lot. I originally got it from the charrette that we did. I got received a diagram model where it was a lot of pieces of foam overlaying each other. It kind of looked like windmills. So that's what led me to create this unique little form. And from that, I will admit I got a little lost. This is the concept I led into, is playing with the different programs placed on top of each other with something central. But one thing that did stay consistent within this entire concept, and I didn't show it in this final model, but it's something I do want to implement in the future, is some kind of roof that moves. That's what I was trying to do with this, and that's what I tried doing here with these panels that shift over. And that's something I do want to implement, but I want to play with how I do that in later iterations if I do continue with that. My partie with this, I really wanted to play with balance. So I have these two massings placed on top of each other, with one cantilevering over on the front side, and then additionally, this central axis balancing line also serves as my main source of circulation in each of my diagrams, as it moves vertically up. For my second concept, excuse me, I really wanted to play with this idea of bouncing light. So that's what I tried to show in this partie, and that is expressed in this model here. So for the form of the building, I took this form of here in the partie of the light bouncing off of each panel, and that's and then I situated my programs within that form. And then I have the panels going around on the south, east, and west sides of my building. So as the sun moves, the idea is to have the panels move. So when it's like, for example, now if the sun was directly south, the panels are at an angle to have the light bounce in, whereas on the west and east sides, it's not necessary, and you can get more sunlight coming in on those sides. Additionally, with this, I was really inspired by Oscar Niemeyer's very monumental architecture in Brasilia. And I forget the name of the building off the top of my head, but with this, I wanted my primary source of circulation to be going on the outside of my building, as seen here. That's sleep deprivation, ignore that one. But regardless, even the circulation on the second level isn't that important, because it would primarily be this little area here, and then a slot that comes in to access the track. My third concept, I created this site force model diagram where I selected different views looking out from our site. This included Loveless, a series of murals around our site, and then as well as the mountains, Manzan Mountains, Sandias, as well as the West Mesa with volcanoes. From this diagram, I had each of these points pinned out, and then I had string connecting from those points to the furthest point of my site, connecting, and it kind of created this star formation kind of looking diagram. Do you have it? Yes, I do. I don't have it here. I'm sorry. Yeah, I already brought so much down. I was debating whether or not I should have brought those models down. But it's actually, looking at this, this is what it was. This actually formation here. You have Sandia, Manzano, Loveless, West Mesa. These were murals here. So kind of took this form, but that's the closest representation I have. But from that model, I selected each of the three mountains, and that's where this goes into my partie. Each of these points are the mountains, and then I wanted them to join at a central point. My initial idea with this form was to have this central point lift up, that be flat, and then have from these points, which start at ground level, slope up to form similar to mountain. I then played with the form to that to create this more pyramid-like form, but I didn't really like how it was very pyramidy, so I decided to play with the heights of each one, and where like the slope, how high the slope is, to create these different elevation and spaces. And with that, with that as well as with this program, one thing, if I continue with either of them, is playing with like rooftop outdoor places and transferring between outdoor and indoor spaces. Oh, I'm done. So great time. Actually, yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Can you take this one out also?
Yes.
And just kind of help us understand the others in this context.
Of course. So this will be oriented like that. Right now with this one, I got this one. So this would be this is how it. This one, I'm a really big fan of large angles, and I have this book. Yes, it's more. It's one building that's conceptual building. It's called the Danish Steps.
Yeah.
And that's. I really like the ability to like that you were able to walk up. So that's what I kind of did here with these, and that also allows the light to bring in. I don't know if they would actually be functional enough to the point where there's steps. But then I also kind of looked at this and saw it as the basketball six more kind of certain things like topography lines. They're kind of representative of that as well. And then there's that one, and then this one would be the same as it already is. It would just be one like that with the south, east, and west sides and kind of panels. With this one, I am not really sure. That one, I don't really have. The only one I've really thought about applying for is this one, where see our site goes down, and I was planning on. This is about 30 feet, and then this is an additional 15 feet, so we're not at the maximum net. But with here, I would have this actually situated inside of our topo. These would be locker rooms, so I just really need light to come in from the north side. And then on top of that, I have 2 floors here. Over here is my main program basketball court. So that would take up this entire space here, but then I have locker rooms on the first floor here, and then my additional programs on the second floor.
I love your promise.
Thank you.
Let's go back to the first one that we talked about.
This is this one.
Oh, this one?
This one. These are all. This is